Hello there, friends. It's Mr. Matt here with your children's sermon for today. Now, the story that we have about Jesus is very short, but it is also really kind of wild when you think about what happens in this story. So I want you to use your imaginations. I want you to imagine that you have come to church. I want you to imagine that you're sitting in the pews and that the service has started and it's going on. And as the service goes on, when we have the readings and then Peter or Brad get up to deliver their sermon, their message about those lessons that we heard. And then they finish, and as they step away from the pulpit or they step to go back to their seat, there's this "excuse me" that comes from the back of the church. And you turn and you look to the back of the church, and there's this figure who stands up and sort of walks up to the front and says, "I have something that I would like to share about the lessons that we heard today." And this person starts talking. This person starts teaching and sharing what they understand from the lessons, from the stories that were read. And as this person is talking, it seems very strange that this person would suddenly interrupt the service this way. But as they're talking, the words that they're sharing with you make a lot of sense. And they start to connect to your spirit. And you start to wonder, who is this person that they can teach us all of these things? They seem to understand things so well. But then while this person is talking and teaching lessons, another person walks in and they're a little bit of a mess and they're kind of moving around and looking around like they're looking for somebody, and the ushers are trying to help them and they keep pushing the ushers back, and then they look and they see the person up in the front and they say, "We know who you are, Son of God. Why are you here? Are you here to destroy us? What are you doing?" And the person that's up at the front who had been teaching stops teaching, and they look at this person and they say, "Get out of that person." And you look back, and the person that came up the aisle who was yelling about the Son of God and "Are you here to destroy him?" that person suddenly starts to shake a little bit. And then all of a sudden, it looks like something comes out of them and disappears, and they sort of lean back, and the ushers have to kind of catch them to keep them from falling. That's what happens in our Jesus story today. It said that Jesus went to one of the synagogues in Galilee to teach. And while he's teaching, this person who was afflicted by some sort of illness or some sort of evil spirit comes up and starts yelling at Jesus, saying, "We know who you are." This evil spirit in them says, "We recognize that you're the Son of God. Why are you here? What are you doing? Have you come to destroy us?" And Jesus, rather than let that spirit or that affliction or whatever you want to call it stay with that person, commands it to come out of him and to leave him alone. And the spirit comes out and leaves this person so that they can be restored. And everybody that was in that service, everybody that was there in their church, in their synagogue, starts looking at each other and saying, "What is this? Who is this person that they have the authority to teach? They have the authority to drive out evil spirits and to heal other people. Who is this Jesus? This is crazy." That's what happens in the story. Now, this is more than just a story for us. It's a reminder of what can happen when Jesus actually comes close. Crazy, wild, unimaginable things can happen. And Jesus doesn't have to show up in person. Jesus shows up. His presence is there as Christians come together to do things. And sometimes that happens in church. Other times it happens out while you're serving other people and taking care of them. And as you're doing that, suddenly it feels different. And suddenly everybody's happy. And suddenly everybody who needs help is getting it. I've seen this myself on mission trips. I've seen this in meetings at the church where people are coming together and they're praying for one another. I've seen it happen over and over again in those times when Jesus has drawn close to my life and I've been paying attention. So my encouragement, my words for you today are to be like the people that were gathered in that synagogue and to pay attention. Don't just go along with things and it's just another day at church and nothing special is going to happen. Pay attention. Keep your eyes open and look for those times when Jesus comes close, because when he does, wonderful, miraculous, and wild things can happen to show you the power that Jesus brings into the world. All right. That's our message for today. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying healthy. I know that you know how much God loves you. I hope you know how much your parish family loves you and misses you. And I also hope that you know how much I love you too, and how much I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. But until then, take care of yourselves and take care of the people around you. Okay. Bye-bye for now.